When describing the shape and the unusual features of a distribution, there are a few aspects that you can observe. You can look at the symmetry, the modes, the skewedness, and any outliers that may occur in your distribution. Now, the best way to understand the shape of a distribution is to study a histogram, and histograms may also look like frequency tables or bar graphs, but the difference is that a histogram is a plot for a quantitative variable. And typically you'll have intervals of those variables, and you can actually think of this as a sideways stem and leaf plot. So again, it's just a visual representation of your data. Now, when you view a histogram, this one looks somewhat like a normal distribution, and so you can see that it's pretty symmetric and it only has one mode or peak, and so this is what you typically want to look for to identify a normal or symmetric distribution. Now, in some cases for this shape, you may have bimodal distributions where you have two peaks. You could also have trimodal where there are three peaks. And so, again, when you're discussing the shape, you just want to show what type of symmetry is occurring and also identify any modes that may occur. Now, as for the unusual features, we typically discuss the skewedness of a distribution. And so on the left-hand side, you can see a skewed left distribution, and this is where the tail end of the distribution is going to the left-hand side. Similarly, on the right-hand side, you can see the skewed right distribution. So again, the tail is drifting off to the right-hand side. When we discuss skewed distributions, we don't typically discuss the symmetry. We just mention if it is skewed, and we also can discuss some of the outliers. So just a few comments when we discuss the shape and unusual features. If you do have a skewed distribution that tends to have outliers, you can calculate the outliers using the Q1 and Q3 plus or minus the 1.5 times your IQR. And also, because outliers exist, you want to use the median and the IQR when discussing the center and the spread. Now, if you have a symmetric distribution and you don't have unusual features, then you just want to use the mean and the standard deviation to discuss that distribution. So again, don't forget that the four key elements when describing a distribution are the center, spread, shape, and unusual features.